Welcome back, good morning to another Monday vlog. Thank you so much for joining me, welcome back. Of course, some of you might not have been here before. If that's the case, if you enjoy the video, smash that like button, and if you're not already a Bowls buddy, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell for notifications of new content on YouTube's Crown Green Bowls channel. Bowls buddies, it's felt a long weekend. Brilliant feedback from Friday's episode. I was surprised actually at how positive things were. There were some really nice comments, surprised at my music tastes mainly, and it was quite fun to do, and you know, it just puts a bit of meat on the bone, doesn't it? So, you know, you might get to know me a little bit better. And what I thought I'd do today is I would go through some of the comments that people have left on YouTube, just have a chat about them, and hopefully tee up some future programme ideas. Don't forget this week, as usual, weigh in on Wednesday for the Waterloo. Hope you caught me on Facebook when I did the Waterloo draw last Thursday. That was good fun. And on Friday there will be another Ask Andy. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. Depends on the weather, depends if I get outside, depends if I can be bothered doing it or not, or whether we end up getting stuck inside again. And Tuesday and Thursday there will be a BT Sports Champion of Champions from 2016. I think it's the quarters and the semi-final. As I say, unfortunately I still haven't been able to get hold of the final. Shame. That sums me up really, doesn't it? Yeah, so from the week after, I'm not just sure what old footage I can put up. I will find things. They may not be from the telly, there might be home videos or whatever, not necessarily of me because you wouldn't want to see any of my home videos, but things like from the Bass Olympia, there's a competition from the Klondike, one from North Ashton Village, there's things like that. I think Alan Robinson used to do them back in the day. So anyway, I'm going to put my gegs on, I'm going to bring the comments up, I'm just going to go through excuse me. Wow, where's that come from? And I'm just going to go through one or two of the comments, and hopefully they should tee up some future Ask Andys, or maybe there might be a new thing coming. I like the idea of doing like a coaching thing on a Thursday. A lot of people have asked me questions that, I'll be honest with you, I needed to learn as well, and I had to have a right good think about some of the questions, and yeah, so it could be good for both of us. So a couple of comments about my musical taste, Stiff Little Fingers fans out there, and Sex Pistols fans, and Stone Roses fans, and all the rest of it. Comment here from IOM777. Hi Andy, very interesting to see some of the teams you have played in, especially the famous Budenbergs teams, which as you rightly say was a who's who of bowls at the time. If you were the manager of Budenbergs today and wanted to put together a team in the same vein, which 8 or 10 players would you pick to play for your team and why? And in what order would you send them out in? Well, I think that's a really, really good question, and that has the makings of an Ask Andy all over it. I know what we used to do at Budenbergs. We used to try and put the fear of God up people, and our first four was usually myself, Lee Lawton, Jeff Telford and Glyn Cookson or something like that, you know, or Bob Hitchin or whoever. So it was that was a pretty good four. But yeah, I think I'll do one of those at some point. Matt Bond, young bowler from is it Corn and Nelson? I always get them two confused. Corn, I think. Plays at Fulridge, which is, I like it because it's small and very difficult, but not a lot of people like Fulridge. It'd fit in my back garden actually. So it's regarding the Dark Arts episode I did. I travelled to Longwich on a miserable Thursday evening straight after work, and that's the first time I'd come up against the Dark Arts. I drew a lovely little Irish lady in the first round who, before we even started, says, "Go easy on me, I'm only filling in 'cause they're short." That sounds very familiar. I don't usually enter comps. Straight away she had me hook, line and sinker. The heavens opened up at me being 2016 in front, and she says to me, "I'm freezing, I really need a cup of tea." So of course I start rushing, lose my length, she starts wrapping them and runs out to beat me 21-20. Lesson learned. You see, at 2016, if she'd have said to me, "I need a cup of tea," I'd have said, "Go and help yourself, love. The game's over." But there you go. Gary Spencer's asked me, am I still going to do the things on science and different density balls? Yes. I'd need to build something to do it properly, and I also need a whiteboard, which I haven't got, but it's relating the mass of the ball to the area in contact with the green, and relating it to the size of the ball, the pressure that is caused by the ball on the green, and the resistance it gets, and the momentum, etc., etc. It's fascinating if you like physics. So yeah, I will be doing it. Brian Pickles, great memories, Andy. P.S. How many sets of balls did you have, and how many now? And did you have different balls for different conditions or greens or opponents? Which is another great question. Currently, I have that pair up there, which I can't bowl with. I've got one pair that are being done up by young Jack Dyson. I've got 3 pairs of balls that I only use on the Griffin, which are different biases and match to a Jack, so they range from 2.5 up to 3.5 bias, something like that. And that's it, because I sold them all, because I've not really any plans to play again at the minute. And if I do decide to take to the greens next season, then well, I might have to buy a set. I don't know. Of course, Drake's Pride might give me a set. You never know if I ask nicely. I suppose I had a lot of sets at one point. I probably had maybe 15 pairs of 15 pairs, different makes, different sizes, and I think I played with most of them at some point. I don't like getting rid of stuff, as you can tell. I collect stuff, but to me, I always ended up going back to the same set. So like a lot of the top players, maybe they only had one set and a backup pair. I know that, you know, Gary Ellis has a couple of sets that he has in his bag, and there might be different biases, or one might be lacquered and one might be unlacquered, but I think he's got a lot of sets in his garage, all the same model and size as the ones he plays with, and he has the plastic polypropylene disc material, so he can have the same coloured discs. So you never really know what Gary's playing with unless you know you're well in with him and what have you. And I think Willie's a bit the same, but I always ended up going back to the same set. If I had a bad spell, I'd just change my balls for a week, and I found that it made me concentrate that little bit better. Maybe that's all it was. That's all the bad spell was, a bit of concentration, bit of focus, and I'd always end up going back to the same ball. But I liked having a set for early season when greens were very, very heavy. I'd have a pair of low density maybe that were just that little bit lighter, and I felt I could send that much better. I've had coloured balls that I just like because I like the look of them going across the green. I had a marble pair, I've had claret balls, I've had all sorts. I had a pair sprayed gold, a set of K edges that were sprayed gold. I loved them, but you had to put them very close. I had a pair for quick greens, a pair of 210 high density. If the greens were very quick, I had a set of 2.6s standard density, and you know, you had trouble sending them off. And then when Oliver was born, I had him a pair of £2 high densities made in red, and I use them if it's very, very, very wet. If a green's flooded or something like that, they're absolutely amazing. I've tried them on quick greens, can't handle them. Wet greens, they're amazing. If you think about it logically, you have a jack and it's wet and heavy and puddles, you can always get where you want with the jack. You've no trouble reaching, but yet we play with these big heavy balls and we try and lift them over puddles. These red £2 high densities I can launch to the moon and back. I've still got them actually, they're outside. I play with them up on me AstroTurf sometimes. They're fantastic. And I also had a pair, my balls I always tended to play strong. I want my balls to be maybe a full bowl stronger than a standard jack. So if you put them down a table, put a jack down a table, my balls would come inside the jack, one wood inside, so they're just that slightly stronger, not ridiculously, but just so they'd hold their own on falling marks, things like that. I did have a weak pair that I used on certain greens. Some greens suit a weaker set of balls, I think. Greens with quite shallow crowns, I think a weak ball is quite handy. Higher the crown, I think you need a stronger ball just to hold on the slopes. And that was about it. I probably had 4 sets that I might have used over a season. Maybe not in league games. In local league games I used to try different sets out, see if I liked them or whatever. And sometimes I just got some out of the shed if I felt on good fettle and I like the look of them, just get them out and play with them. But so that's a great question. And then Gary Nicholson sent one, and I think this is absolutely made for an Ask Andy. In county matches, who is the best player you've played from each county? Now, that is, I've played all the other, well, I've played all 16 counties. I've played for and against Greater Manchester and for and against North Lancs, and I've played against the Isle of Man, so I've played all 16 counties. 1 or 2 of the counties I think I've only played once or twice, so that choice will be quite easy. And then other counties like Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, Cheshire I've played a lot, Derbyshire I've played a lot, Warwick and Worcester. So a lot of the counties I'll maybe have 5 or 6 people to choose from, so that I'll have to put a bit of thought into, but I think that'll be really good. I think you might enjoy that. Think about, you know, the team you could get out of the players I've played, sort of thing. You could do something quite nice with that. So yeah, there's a few Ask Andys certainly in the comments from last week. A couple of people asked rule questions, which was really good. I really don't want to go out into this because it would take a long time to lead out, but Ashley Southwell asked about if you'd sent your jack out and whilst it was going another jack came in your way and stopped. Obviously you can't shout jack up because your jack's still in motion, but if your jack doesn't look like it's going to mark, can he enforce the long tapes rule? And you can't, not unless your ball's been sent. It's not just setting a mark, it's not just about the jack, it's about the ball as well. You cannot question the validity of a mark until that first ball has been sent and stopped. The only caveat to that is, of course, if your opponent is sending the jack out for you, if you've sent the jack off, then you can question the validity of the mark before a ball's been sent. So feedback's been brilliant, comments are great, videos are getting likes, the subscribers are still going up with over 1,200 now. I'd love to get to 2,000 before the end of the bowl season. It'd be a tall task, but if you guys out there share this video on social media, tell your friends about it, like the videos, more people will see it. As I say, only about 30% of the people that view these videos are subscribers, and it would be immense if I could get to that 2,000 mark, and there definitely would be another giveaway then. So I'll leave it there, because I've prattled on again for another 15 minutes. Where does the time go? Like the shirt, by the way. Some of you might remember the 70s when this was on vogue. So thanks for listening to me prattle on. It's been really... I've really enjoyed these last couple of weeks, actually. I think the programmes have been really good, and I've loved the fact that you've been getting involved as you have, and I can only thank you for keep watching. And if you enjoy this video, say smash that like button. I can't tell you how much it helps, seriously. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Hope the weather stays lovely this week, and then I might get outside. Guys, if you go on the green, please stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side.